Hi, welcome back to my channel, and thanks for joining me for r/ Am I the Jerk? And I don't think that there's any reason for us to us, excuse me, to beat around the bush. So let's just jump right in and see what we have to offer. Our first Am I the Jerk post. Am I the jerk for exposing my half sister's lies about our childhood? I don't know. Let's find out. Are you? I, 24 female, have a half sister, 27 female. We'll call her Taylor. My dad had weekend visitation with Taylor at our house until I was 8, and it was the worst. She bullied me really badly anytime I saw her, to the point that I would scream every time my dad even mentioned her coming over. Even if we were kept apart, she would break my things, upset my pets, and tell lies about me. Every week, her mom would end up in the kitchen screaming at my parents. Taylor's mom died when she was 11. Her mom didn't have any family able to take her in, and nor did my dad. My dad was the only one who could get custody. When I was told about this, I freaked out, screaming, crying for hours, calling my grandparents, and demanding to live with them, all of it. My mom wasn't willing to have Taylor in the house on that basis, and I'm pretty sure she said she would move out if my dad pushed the issue. Taylor ended up being sent to boarding school the next year, and she would go to stay with other members of my dad's family during breaks. When I was 14, my parents divorced, and I would see Taylor every few months at my dad's during school breaks. I learned to stand up for myself, and she'd grown up, so there was no bullying, but we'd bicker. She was hostile, and I never backed down. I didn't see her much after she went to college, and then I went to college, far away as well. We now live in the same small city. I moved here in March. It's the kind of place where everyone from each generation knows or knows of each other. I had never encountered Taylor socially and never mentioned knowing her, but I had met her boyfriend, and his friends are part of my larger social group. The other night I was at a party, and Taylor and her boyfriend were there as well. We made eye contact and waved, but she pretty much avoided me the whole night. During the night, our mutual friends asked how I know Taylor, and I said we're half-sisters. They all looked super uncomfortable and pressed for an explanation because basically Taylor's been telling everyone that she was homeless as a kid because her stepmother and half-sister hated her and demanded she be shipped off to boarding school and made her dad ignore her. Were it not for the fact that it was obviously going to come out sooner or later that we're related, I probably wouldn't have bothered to set the record straight. As it was, I'm going to be around these people a long time, and I didn't feel I should have had to walk around burdened by the weight of her lies. So I told the group the context. She called me yesterday to yell at me. Apparently, she's being ostracized from her group. Her relationship is in trouble. Her career opportunities are in jeopardy, etc. I don't see how any of this is my fault because she's the one who lied. But according to some people, I should have been a bit more gentle in my retelling of the facts because it's her experience and I've basically blackballed her. Edit. I didn't have space for this, but just to clarify what I actually said to the friends, I explained that the reason my mom didn't want Taylor to live with us was because of the bullying, and that when they split, my dad still didn't have Taylor live with him, and that I only stayed with him on weekends. Taylor told them I moved in with my dad so that she couldn't. I also told them it wasn't true that I told my dad not to finance Taylor's business when she was 20, because I didn't. That was pretty much the gist of it. Edit 2. It was suggested I add this for the comments. I know the answer to these. My mom didn't say to send her to boarding school. What my mom said was Taylor is not living in this house with my daughter. If that means we split, then we split. My dad didn't want to be a full-time parent by himself, so he stayed with my mom, and still he didn't have any other family Taylor could live with for various reasons. He sent her to boarding school. My dad never cut contact with Taylor. He visited her at school. It was about an hour away, and sometimes he'd see her in other relatives' places during school breaks. When he moved out, Taylor would occasionally spend the day and maybe one break a year at his place. All right, OP, I say you're not the jerk. Taylor definitely should not have lied about all of that stuff in the first place, because if she had not have lied, then she would not be put in this position in the first place. So yeah, maybe not lie about your past, because there are definitely people out there who know the truth and could, make you catch up with it sooner than you think. I mean, it's not your fault, OP, that she lied and now she's in trouble because she lied. And if I take everything that you say at face value, then you were fairly gentle in the way that you said everything. So she doesn't have a leg to stand on. Sorry, you're not the jerk. Our next post. Am I the jerk for refusing to let my bridesmaid wear her dead mother's favorite color to my wedding? I, 31 female, was married to my amazing husband, 34 male, on Friday. The wedding went smoothly, apart from one guest's dress preference, who we'll call Anna. Anna's mother sadly passed away in January this year. Okay, so if this happened here recently, we're in what month now? Are we in July? No, we're in June, right? We're in June. Her mother was the light of her life, and ever since she passed, Anna has been understandably uptight and distant. Okay, I get it. Yeah, I get it. I mean, it takes a long time to grieve, and I get it. Yeah. I've helped Anna throughout her entire grieving time. We've been planning this wedding since December and decided we wanted an ocean-themed wedding. My family and I grew up on the seaside and have always been close to the ocean. I made it extremely clear to all of my bridesmaids that they were to wear blue, a coral pinky color, or pastel green. Everyone agreed and seemed to love my choices. Anna's mother always loved the color dark, vibrant purple. Ever since then, Anna would buy everything purple if there was a purple choice. Anna and I went for lunch a few weeks after the passing to catch up and support her. At the lunch, Anna asked me if she could please wear a purple dress to my wedding. I'm not crazy about themes usually, but since this wedding was themed to support my family tradition, and considering my maid of honor was already going to be wearing a gorgeous pastel blue dress with purple and gold accents, my husband and I, who I decided to call and discuss the idea with him, politely told her that we understood what she was going through, but we really wanted bridesmaids on theme. To this, she looked hurt and left lunch earlier than expected. I hardly heard from Aunt Anna until around 4 weeks after our lunch, despite my attempts at texting, phoning, and even knocking on her door, but she continued to shut me off. That was until she texted me, "What do you think of these dresses?" And she displayed many different purple dresses in photos. I kindly reminded Anna that she wouldn't be wearing a purple dress to my wedding. She was enraged. I tried to tell her that I understand her feelings, but my wedding is my own special day, and to this, she blocked me. Anna unblocked me 2 days later, apologizing for the way that she acted. Well, when the wedding rolled around, Anna showed up in a purple dress. I asked her why she'd gone against my wishes and that she either had to change or leave. To this, she told me to stop creating a scene and that I was being dramatic and disrespectful. Anna broke off in a screaming match and called me and my family. Insensitive, selfish, not a very nice word. She was escorted out of the door screaming. Once the wedding had ended, I received messages from Anna's family, friends, and even Anna. They were all saying how Anna was going through a lot and that I was being a jerk. So, am I the jerk for not just letting Anna wear the daggum purple dress? I'm gonna say you're not the jerk here. However, there's something deeper going on. You are definitely allowed to want the colors that you want at your wedding and the people in your wedding to wear the colors that you want. That's absolutely fine. But it was obvious that Anna was going through something, and perhaps instead of saying, hey, you absolutely have to wear this color because you're one of my bridesmaids, maybe have asked her, do you want to be a guest at the wedding so that you can wear whatever color that you want? Perhaps that could have been a better way to avoid the situation altogether, because everybody grieves in their own way, and grief does not have a timeline. It's only been 6 months. I have no idea how close that she was with her mom, but that is not even nearly close enough to grieve the death of a parent, no matter how close the relationship was. So, I'm not saying you're a jerk, but perhaps you were a little, I'm not saying self-absorbed, but you were a little absorbed in your wedding details to fully see the picture with Anna and see that she needed that in that moment, and for you to be there for her in that way. So you're not entitled or anything like that for wanting what you want. Not at all. But you know, grief is what it is. And people in grief do, latch on to things sometimes, especially when it is a very much loved one. So maybe you've had some time to reflect and you see that. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking out of my butt. Maybe somebody can comment on what they think about that. And our last story is, am I the jerk? A new baby present. One of my friends is having a baby boy. Last weekend, I went to her baby shower and gave her the gift that I had purchased, a cute little Peter Rabbit onesie, bib, and book. In front of some other women, she said, "This better not be some clothes or blue, because I don't want my child to feel pressured to wear what other people think is appropriate." I was utterly shocked. I've never had this experience with her before. She's normally very gracious. I felt super embarrassed, so I just did an awkward sort of laugh and changed the subject. I've been thinking about it all week, and I don't know if I should offer to return the gift. I still have the receipts, or just leave it. Am I the jerk? What would you do? So, I'm going to say you're not the jerk. Pregnancy does crazy things to a woman's body, and sometimes her mind. And I'm not going to say she doesn't absolutely 100% believe what she just said. And perhaps she does. She could have just been popping off at the mouth. She could have been having pregnancy brain. That happens. I mean, and saying things that she didn't mean. I don't know. I don't know your friend. I don't know what she's going through. I myself would have been happy to get whatever. Because when you're having a baby, no matter the gender, you can use whatever clothes that you get so long as they're big enough to fit your baby. And as many diapers as you can possibly stuff into your nursery. Diapers, diapers, diapers. Size 1. Never get newborn size 1, especially if you're having a boy. Size 1. Never get the newborn size. Oh my goodness. We learned that very quick. Because, oh my gosh, they grow so quickly. And just be grateful that people gave you something. I can understand not wanting to have a theme. We didn't have a theme as far as the nursery was concerned, like, like Winnie the Pooh or anything like that. We didn't have a theme that way. We had a color theme. It was blue and brown. So like, we had that kind of a theme. And we've never really had themed birthday parties either, because my son just does not like hold on to any one particular thing long enough for us to just do that. And he's not really into anything like that outside of Minecraft. He's really been into that. So we've just never really pushed that on him. So like I really can understand saying, hey, I don't want to push preferences onto my child, but color preferences I don't get. Because your child will cycle through loving different colors. Doesn't matter if they're a girl or a boy. My child has loved so many different colors. It's insane. Like recently he went through a phase of loving the color purple. Did I freak out? No. I was just like, okay, cool, whatever. Love whatever color you want. I don't care. So I mean, you don't have to freak out and think that because you have certain color clothes that you are forcing an identity on your child. Because you're not, especially when they're that little, because it's not really gonna matter. I say the only thing that bothered me when I had my son is like we would have him in specifically boy gendered clothes. They, blue, they would say something like handsome on it, very, very clear that he was a boy. And we would still have people come up to us, look at him, see what he was wearing, and then turn to us and say, your baby's so cute. Is it a boy or a girl? And I would look at my husband and I would mentally try to send to him, are these people stupid? So don't worry about getting stuff like that, because even if you do, people will still ask you, is this a boy or a girl? So don't worry about it. It's fine. But no, OP, you're not the jerk. Give her a few days, let her calm down, and then call her and talk to her. I'm sure she's okay. I am. You didn't do anything wrong. So if you liked this video, please like this video. Consider subscribing. And I hope you have a good day. Goodbye.